Coming up, some people might consider gastric bypass surgery the answer to their weight problems, but it's not. We have a club member in South Carolina tell you why. And the waistlines of people in every state continues to expand. Is your state the one with the biggest obesity problem? Find out on this edition of Beachbody Network News. Welcome to BNN. We have two great stories for you today. Because it's Friday, which is our club member story day, the first involves a member from South Carolina, Ridgely Ann Johnson.
Ridgely struggled with a weight problem her entire life. A friend who had gastric bypass surgery suggested Ridgely do the same. But Ridgely soon noticed that after the surgery, her friend put all the weight back on. Ridgely would not let that happen to her.
I used food as an emotional pacifier, like a lot of people do.
From an early age, Ridgely Ann Johnson remembers battling her weight. Not extremely heavy, but always enough to make her self-conscious.
In high school or junior high, dreading having to put on that horrible little blue outfit because I was never obese then, but I was always overweight, 20 to 30 pounds, always felt awful about myself.
She was always very active while growing up in the picturesque area of Lake Lure, North Carolina, but still could not control her weight.
I've fought it my whole life and have been on every diet known to man.
Reality set in years later when a friend casually mentioned that she had gained weight. A lot of weight. Ridgely was, in fact, obese. The friend suggested gastric bypass surgery.
And she said, "You really need to look into this, Ridgely. You're developing some of the medical problems associated with morbid obesity."
The Mayo Clinic suggests that people with a body mass index of over 40, or if the individual is overweight and has problems such as diabetes or high blood pressure, they could be a candidate for gastric bypass surgery. Performed under general anesthesia, the surgeon basically seals off part of the stomach and adds a bypass around a segment of the small intestine.
My weight had just gotten completely out of hand. He knew all of the avenues I had pursued.
Gastric bypass surgery alone does not cure weight problems. Each person must commit to exercising and healthier eating, or the weight will come back. Ridgely had successful surgery, but having tried diets and exercising in the past, knew she needed something that would get her fit, keep her fit, and hold her interest. She found Turbo Jam, and that kick-started a healthy lifestyle, says the self-proclaimed jam addict.
As soon as I put the DVD in and I heard the music, well, I'm just jazzed. I can't wait to go. I'm just so excited.
Way to go, Ridgely. She changed her eating habits and works out daily to Turbo Jam. Thanks for sharing your story.
Of course, diet is very important to your overall health, and if you want tips on healthier eating, check out our series, Thin Kitchen. Danny Thiessen has some great recipes for you. Now, our next story deals with weight problems, not on an individual level, but on a national scale. A recent report looked at our country's obesity problem state by state. So, are you living in the fattest state? Americans in the South are more obese than their counterparts elsewhere, says the latest report from a branch of the Centers for Disease Control. The South may be the fattest, but nationwide the obesity rate is on the rise. In 31 states, the percentage of overweight adults rose in only 1 year. Listen up, Mississippi. Your state topped the list for the third year in a row. 30% of you are carrying too much weight. In comparison, the Rocky Mountain state of Colorado is in the best shape, but they're not perfect. 18% of Colorado's population is obese. In 1991, not one state was above 20%. Many problems are linked to obesity, but the two biggies are diabetes and cardiovascular disease. What can help? The report says that it's time for all levels of government to step in by making it easier for people to find nutritional information, require restaurants to provide nutritional content, and private companies should establish workplace wellness programs for their employees. The time to act is now, says one PhD who worked on the report. Poor nutrition and physical inactivity are robbing America of its health and productivity. The report gave recommendations to lawmakers and private companies, but it really is an individual problem. If your neighbors are overweight, help them out by promoting good health and offering your better eating habits. And if your neighbors are MDB Club members, tell us their story or yours. We want to hear from you. This is your news, so grab a camera or a cell phone and start shooting a story. Send it to Beachbody, attention BNN, 8383 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1050, Beverly Hills, California, 90211. You'll see it here and we'll give you full credit. Or email us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Send them to bnn@beachbody.com. Coming up on Tuesday's edition of BNN, our Hip Hop Ab Man has a new workout program just for kids. And we profile the third and final supplement in Beachbody's Core Nutrition Pack. Find out what it can do for you. That's all coming up on Tuesday's webcast. Now you can get back to your workout. We'll see you next time.